what's going on, everybody? So, today should be a really, really quick lesson because we already finished the first page yesterday for chain rule. Today is going to be very, very similar, except we are going to do a couple with some square roots, which is pretty much exactly the same. I'm just going to show you guys how to rewrite it so there are no square roots, and then we're just going to follow the same rules as we just did. So I think you guys are going to feel pretty comfortable with it. If not, you guys got my email. You know how this works. Uh, so I'll go through the questions, then I got a few things that I'm going to say. Hopefully you guys are watching at least on YouTube or watching the playback on Twitch so you guys can hear what's going on. But I'll do that at the end of the lesson. So first thing I want to do is when you go to find derivatives with anything with square roots, I do not recommend using square roots. I recommend changing them into fractional exponents. So you guys may remember something called power over index, or the shortcut, or the little thing that I would say to you guys is down and out. So because this is a square root, the number that is on the outside of the square root is a 2, and the exponent is a 1. So if I want to change this into a fractional exponent, down and out just means that you're taking the number that's on the outside of the radical, which is this 2, and we're going to bring it all the way over to the to the bottom of the exponent. So this is really going to be negative 2x squared plus 1 all raised to the 1/2. And I got to make sure to put those parentheses in because everything is being raised to that 1/2 power. Now that I have this, what I have to do is find the derivative. So we still have to do the two parts just like we did in yesterday's lesson. You still have to locate f of x, which we said yesterday that f of x is represented by the outside. So the outside is really just everything. It's the negative 2x to the second plus 1 to the 1/2. That is represented as the outside. And if I want to find the derivative of that, I'm just taking that exponent on the outside and I'm multiplying it to the front. So the derivative would be bringing the 1/2 out to the outside of the parentheses, and there's no number there, so it's just going to be 1/2. Inside the parentheses will be negative 2x squared plus 1. And it's all going to be raised to the, well, we have to subtract it by 1. So 1/2 minus 1 would be negative 1/2. So we got the one side done. Now I just got to do the inside. So the inside is just going to be what I call g of x. So we only care about what's on the inside of the parentheses. And this is the derivative we've been doing since the beginning now. I can distribute the 2 out front, so 2 times negative 2 would give me negative 4. I'm going to take 1x away, so I have negative 4x. And the last part is you just have to multiply those two equations together. So I told you guys yesterday, when you guys go to multiply it out, you can simplify it pretty easily by only multiplying the numbers that are on the outside. Leave the parenthesis alone. So I'm only going to multiply this 1/2 and the negative 4x because those are on the outside of the parentheses. And 1/2 times negative 4x would be negative 2x. And then I'm just going to rewrite the parenthesis. I am not requiring you guys to simplify that down. If you happen to have to take pre-calc or calculus in your future, you may be asked to simplify that, but I don't care. I'm fine with this. Okay? So very similar to yesterday, it's just you have radicals today. So you're just changing it into a fractional exponent. So we've done whole numbers. We've done, whole exponents, like integer exponents. We've done negative exponents. We've now done fraction exponents, and that's where I'm going to leave you guys off. So I'll still do one more question just so you guys can see the steps and make sure you feel comfortable. But this is the last new thing that I'm showing you guys, well, since you guys are seniors in your high school career for math. And now I just have to stall because my iPad froze. There it goes. All right. So, example number 5, same exact thing. So what I'm going to do is I want to change it so it is a fractional exponent. So I'm just going to take that 4. I'm going to bring it to the outside, which again, in this case, the exponent is just a 1. So if I want to rewrite this out, I'm going to have negative 3x to the 4th minus 2x. I'm going to put that whole thing in parentheses. It's just this time it's going to be to the 1/4 power, because that down and out exponent over whatever's on the outside. And now I'm going to separate it into my 2 parts. I have the outside, which is really just the whole thing. And if I go to do the derivative for this one, did my iPad just freeze again? There it goes. I'm going to bring the 4 out front, or I'm sorry, the 1/4 out front. And again, remember you are subtracting 1 from the exponent. So if you were to do 1/4 minus 1, it's just going to be negative 3/4. Now I got to do the next part. So I have g of x, which is just going to be the inside. So I have negative 3x to the 4th minus 2x. If I go to find the derivative of that, I'm going to have negative 12x to the 3rd minus 2. So as I've been saying, when you guys go to multiply this out using the chain rule, the only part I care about you guys multiplying is what's on the outside. So technically you have to distribute that 1/4 to the g prime of x. What's inside the parentheses will just stay the same. So I just have to multiply both of those by 1/4. And if I do that, 1/4 times negative 12 will give me negative 3x to the 3rd power. And if you do 1/4 times negative 2, that would be minus 1/2. And then we're multiplying that entire thing by the negative 3x to the 4th minus 2x to the negative 3/4. And that's it. We just found the derivative for example number 5. So, told you guys it was going to be really brief. I don't even think I went 10 minutes in this lesson. But that was the last thing that I had to teach you guys for this year. So as far as the side note goes, tomorrow will probably be just like a review of all the derivatives we did. So I'll put in the power rule, which is the very first one we did, product and quotient rule, which was the next 2, and then chain rule. So you'll probably have a small little worksheet, probably be like 6 questions. It's going to be a mixture of those. And then starting next week is just going to be review stuff. And I'm only going to do review up until Friday. And then the last final week of school, which would be considered the dates of the 8th to the 12th, is going to be like makeup week. So anything that you guys haven't turned in, that's going to be the week to turn it in. If you already turned in all your stuff, then you're going to be done on the 5th for me. But my goal is to focus on students that are missing stuff so I can try to get you guys your passing grade. If you guys have been turning it all in, I'm not worried about you guys. You're going to be fine. Happy graduation. Hopefully we can do something at the school. I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm sure you guys will hear before me. But yeah, hopefully we can get down so I can see you guys one last time. But that's all I got for today. So tomorrow it'll probably be a brief lesson. I don't even know if I will do a lesson because, like I said, it's going to be a review of everything. So I might just make it up and post it on iTunes, and then if you guys got questions, you can hit me up. Okay? But yeah, that's all I got. Shoot me an email if you got any questions, and I'll catch you guys later.